Hello, and I'm back with you again. Today is Spannflower, and this is a special edition of the Spannflower Report. As I had stated in the previous videos, that I was going to talk a little bit about our black women who are making it to the highest levels of government, but are falling through by, I would say, having some difficulties. Let's just say that. So that's what we're going to talk about today in this video. So let me get my glasses on so I can see you all a little better. All right, and here we go. So I have three persons that I wanted to talk about because they are three persons that have went through significant turmoil in the positions that they hold. Okay, now we just focusing on these women just for today. We deal with the men at a later date, but right now we're just gonna focus on the women and take some time and talk about that. Okay, so in my view today, I have Marilyn Mosby, the former prosecuting attorney in Baltimore, Kim Fox, who is the state's attorney and here the Cook County State's Attorney in Illinois, in the Chicago area where I live, and we're going to talk about Fani Willis, who is the District Attorney in Fulton, Georgia. All three of these ladies were chosen, and they have their name in lights, and people were expecting spectacular things from them, and they, have showed themselves approved. But as soon as controversy hits, then they're out the door. And so I wanted to understand what was happening with that dynamic, because I just felt that it was strange that every time these women get themselves into the higher office levels of office, then they have issues and then they have to step down, or they're being prosecuted themselves, or their names in lights, or they doing and facing court cases themselves. I mean, like, it's a lot that goes along with that. And so I wanted to just talk about these three ladies and see if there's a comparison there, and what's happening in that regard. You go to school, you do all you can to get your degrees and do the things you need to do. You paying back all this money, or if you got scholarships or whatever the case may be, now you find yourself in a situation where you are absolutely being, these careers are destroyed or have been tainted and tarnished. And I want to know, is this by design or is this just a mishap? Okay, so we're going to talk about each one of these young ladies here. And this is just going to be the public opinion section, because we know they were all state's attorneys. That's just the facts. They were all prosecuting or defense attorneys, or whatever the case may be, in these large urban dwellings. And so we know that, so that's just the facts about them. But what we want to talk about is in our public opinion section about what it is that's happening with these young women that's causing them to have these type of difficulties where they're not able to stay successful. So, okay, first up, I'm going to talk about, as we've been talking about on the channel, Miss Fani Willis. Now, she is the district attorney in Georgia, of Fulton County, Georgia, that is. And she is embroiled in a very, very bad situation where, firstly, she was prosecuting the former president of the United States and 18 other co-defendants on a racketeering charge. And that within itself was a big task to deal with. So she was able to hire her team that she wanted, and she had resources to be able to do that. But because one of the lawyers that was defending one of the defendants, Michael Roman, he brought that the case to the forefront, saying that she was having an alleged affair with her lead counsel, and that he didn't get approval she didn't have approval to pay him, or whatever the case may be, and he wasn't qualified to do the type of RICO law trial that she was putting him up to do. So the ramifications was she was having an affair with him. He was in the midst of getting a divorce, filed for a divorce one day after getting the contract from Fani and the district attorney of Fulton County, and the divorce was contentious between he and his wife, and Miss Willis was embroiled in an affair with him before, he was divorced. So let's just say that. Now, whistleblowers and all kind of people are coming forward saying that Miss Fani Willis was misappropriating funds in her account and in her district attorney role. And so now she is under investigation. She's being subpoenaed. The trial has been halted and her name has been dragged through the mud. Okay, so what do you think about that? Just going down in flames. Every day is something new about this. And now this woman, she had some issues before in Georgia because, you know, she said she's trying to clean up corruption, and she made statements to the fact that she wouldn't be dealing with her hired help and people beneath her in, as far as hierarchy at the job. So obviously that was not the case. And so, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Next up, Marilyn Mosby, who was the district attorney in Baltimore. She was really sharp, outstanding, articulate, you know, fighting for the causes of the people. And now she's been accused of mortgage fraud. And she had a split decision against her last week, where she was found guilty on some counts and not guilty on the other. So her whole career has been ruined over this, and she on the island by herself. She's no longer married to her husband now. They've gone through a divorce, and just the whole record behind it. It was just sad, you know, sad to see her go down and sad to see her end up this way. But again, another black woman. Hey, it's what it is. Now, Kim Fox, who is the Cook County State's attorney here in the Chicagoland area in the state of Illinois. She had a very good background story. I was a big fan of hers, and it still is, you know. But she had some troubles during her time frame as the district attorney, and she especially got into the issue when she with the situation with Jussie Smollett. And so that whole situation and her not prosecuting him and then prosecuting, I mean, like, being recused from prosecuting. I mean, it was a very big deal. It made national headlines because, again, Donald Trump was involved because the Jussie Smollett mentioned MAGA, and so that brought in this constituency for Donald Trump on this whole race thing. And so she got embroiled in that, being the state's attorney and the Cook County State's attorney, and it didn't turn out right. And ever since that situation has happened, she has had her one issue after the other, and now she's stepping down and not running again for re-election for state office. Okay. So what do you all think about that? Is there some kind of trend here? Is there a pattern? Can we connect the dots on this? What's happening? You know, because I'm looking at Letitia James, I'm looking at Kamala Harris, I'm looking at a lot of other prosecutors, mayors, congresswomen that are finding out that all that glitter ain't gold. You know? Do you think that there's some type of conspiracy here? I am going to post each individual person's controversy that they were embroiled in the description area of the video, so that you can read about it yourself, so that you won't just be saying, I'm saying this, I'm saying that. I'm just talking simply about when we put all this time and effort into going to school, into doing all the things we need to do to help our communities, to be fair and balanced. And then we get into these situations where now your name is ruined, all because you took a political position, I say, you know, or took for one of these causes. And where are your handlers at when you get into a problem? It's just you out there on the island by yourself. And so this is something that's been laid on my heart to talk about. And so that's why I'm talking about it, because I'm all about the empowerment of people in general. And I don't want to see anyone fall through the cracks based on being too arrogant, being manipulated, or just making a misstep. You know, so you all let me know what you think about these ladies. You know, do you think that having a starring role in their own drama has helped them, or has it hurt them? Let me know what you think. Post a comment to the comment section and let me know. Is there a pattern with these black women that are gaining popularity and all of that? And then when they're used, well, I won't say used, but then when they're completed their task of doing whatever their handlers want them to do, then they don't want them anymore. Or am I reading this wrong? You all let me know. And two, and which would you prefer? Which one of these ladies would you prefer to represent you? Or would you prefer to see have their name cleared up and have their careers restored? Would that be Kim Fox? Would that be Fani Willis? Would that be Marilyn Mosby? Let me know, which one of these women would you prefer to see have their names cleared up? All right. So that's all I have for right now. Thank you so much for taking some time with me, some more time with me today. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the videos, because it's an important question. And we want to know, if we going to school, we getting our name, doing all we can. We want to help. We want to do all these things, and then to come to find out that your name is gonna be toast. I mean, like, what? Hey, what do you say? All right, let me know. Okay, Spannflower out.